I can't help but to notice when I find myself scrolling on social media, and I do that too at times, that all I see is how to's, how to fix this, how to regulate this. And something that I have been reflecting on a lot too is not with so much attachment, but what is my future going to look like? What is this future going to look like? Because I feel like in this moment as a collective, so much upheaval is happening and so much is being exposed, and we are clearly seeing what is working for us and what is not, whether it's in your personal life or in just the masses out there, right? And I've shared this before, and I've been thinking about it even more deeply because I realized through my own process of inhabiting my body that coming into my inner authority, coming into a higher consciousness, was never about escapism. It wasn't about being above the quote unquote, we call it the matrix, right? Or the muggle life. I genuinely feel that all of this processing that I have done was for the very purpose of existing within the matrix and being fully me within the matrix, to break the matrix, to make the matrix something else. And really, now when I think about it, this idea of matrix, it's like, everything is a matrix, right? It's just about how we choose to see it. And also the matrix, the quote unquote matrix, where people are disconnected from their bodies, I almost feel like that was part of the process, that version of life or earth needed to exist in order for us to get this to this place. And it's kind of like this natural evolution of discovering who we are, right? Because as an individual, we are here to experience life, to discover more of who we are, to reveal more of who we are. That's what I believe. That I 100% believe in all of the spiritual quotes, even though they feel surface level. Now that I've really felt into my body and I know myself, all of those surface quotes make so much more sense on a deeper level. And it is like life is a school. Life is also an opportunity to be this human artist of creativity and to be able to reinvent yourself. And so I feel like we are at a time, I feel like I am at a time where, yeah, I am starting to know this now. I'm starting to implement it more. I am starting to inhabit my body and giving myself permission to land fully in my body, even in the discomfort, to release, to shed in all the ways that I did allow my full authentic expression to come through, to learn and discover myself. And so I feel like, circling back to what I see so much that's being marketed, like where do you go from there, right? Like once people come back to their bodies, because I know people are, that's why my algorithm is the way that it is, because people have more of a desire and interest and a pull towards coming back here. And then I had to ask myself, well, if no one needed coaching on how to be in the inner authority, how to be a freaking human, what would I do? And so that is kind of like the next chapter of my life, like evolving into a version of myself where I am serving on a higher level. And I feel like serving on a higher level means I'm not only serving my creativity, but serving the creativity of other people, if that makes sense. Because, I came into this work to be in service of other people, to help awaken other people through personal training, yoga, and then through embodiment facilitating. And like realizing, like at some point, or at every point in everyone's life, like what we have been doing is no longer going to work, because that's just how life is. You can't have a template and follow the rigid schedule and the guidelines and step-by-step process and think that that's gonna help forever. What will help forever, what I believe, the process of life, and to be living life in such a way where you feel human, where you feel humanity, where you feel and you're connected with everything around you, is through inhabiting your body. That's the only process and the step that I will always follow, but all of these other stuff, right? And so I started to really recognize even more quickly now how structures are here to support me in certain stages of my life. But now, like, again, what's after this? What's after doing all of this work? And I also notice how my intention is shifting. It's not so much about I'm trying to help fix people. I'm trying to help people experience themselves and to step into a different version of themselves, or to even simply give them a taste of that, to to awaken or to come out of that loop. And what I find with social media is it's two sides of the same coin. It can be used for good and for bad, but if you find yourself scrolling on social media constantly looking for more and more, which I will say that was also me in the past, that's not serving you. What will serve you is actually being out there and experiencing life and exploring different aspects of you, and inhabiting your body in that process to then be guided to other experiences. Like, for some reason in the past couple of days, what's really hitting me is the experience of being in this physical body and actually experiencing people, actually experiencing experiences, and not just like consuming content and videos on social media.